Meghan Markle is claimed to have requested a one-to-one meeting with King Charles to heal rifts before her departure to California with Harry after the Queen's funeral, a royal reporter has alleged. Neil Sean, an entertainment correspondent who has appeared on NBC News, MSNBC and Access Hollywood, said that he had heard from a very good source that the American actress had sent a letter requesting a private conversation with the king. Mr. Sean claims that Meghan wants to clear the air amid reports the couple will fly back to the U.S. as soon as they can to see their children, Archie, 3, and Lilibet, 1. The Sussexes are believed to be in Windsor today after the extraordinary state funeral and burial of the Queen yesterday. Shed now like before they return back to California to have a one-to-one audience with King Charles III, Sean said in a video posted to YouTube, that has recorded nearly 300,000 views. That's right, Meghan one-to-one with King Charles. You heard correct. It's a very brave move from Meghan herself, Sean said. Detailing the content of the letter, he said, "It would be an opportunity to clear the air, pull the rights from wrongs and explain some of the rationale behind what they've been doing over the last 2 years. Now, you have to admire Meghan's self-belief, whatever you think." However, Sean warned it remains unclear if the letter will be enough for the couple to make amends with the royal family. "Truthfully, we have no idea if this is going to go forward." Sean said it was customary to request the king's presence through a letter. "This is how you write to the king through his equerry, and of course that's passed on," he told his YouTube channel. Yesterday, Prince William and Harry put aside their feud for a united front to remember the monarch, and again showed that they could at least be on speaking terms as they interacted with each other in the chapel at Windsor Castle. William was seen walking to the end of the pew while holding back his son Prince George next to wife Kate Middleton and daughter Princess Charlotte, as he beckoned for Harry and Meghan to walk past them. Harry and Meghan then took their seats, with the Duke of Sussex sitting next to Charlotte. Kate was sat in between Charlotte and George, with the 9-year-old prince next to William, who was on the end of the pew. The royals had followed behind the Queen's coffin into the chapel after it was lifted from the state hearse and carried in ahead of the service at 4 p.m. The procession was led in by members of the Queen's royal household. Once again King Charles III followed behind the coffin, with Queen Consort Camilla, as well as Princess Anne and Vice Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence behind, then Prince Andrew, Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex. At the end of the day, Harry was seen puffing his cheeks as he got into a car with Meghan, following an emotional day. The Duke of Sussex and other royals, including King Charles III and the Queen Consort, Camilla, were pictured leaving St. George Chapel in Windsor yesterday afternoon after a moving committal service for the late monarch. Earlier, William and Harry also walked together behind the Queen's coffin in London in emotional scenes before it was carried into Westminster Abbey by the military bearer party for her state funeral. It marked the fourth day in just over a week that Harry and William have carried out engagements together, with royal observers hoping they are making first steps to put their troubled relationship behind them. The brothers also followed behind the Queen's coffin for a procession to Westminster Hall last Wednesday, a vigil over the coffin on Saturday, and a walkabout with Kate and Meghan outside Windsor Castle on September 10. While William and Harry have put aside their disagreements for royal events in recent days, fears over the content of Harry's upcoming memoir continue to cast a cloud over their relationship, especially following the bombshell interview he and Meghan gave to Oprah Winfrey in March 2021 when they accused an unnamed royal of racism. Rumors of a rift between the brothers first emerged in 2019 when they divided their households following various disagreements about Harry's role, but their feud deepened amid the fallout from the Megxit saga in 2020. But the death of the Queen has seen the rivals shelve their differences, with William and Kate joined in recent days by Harry and Meghan for the first occasions in more than 2 years since Commonwealth Day in March 2020. Prince Andrew and Prince Harry were both again banned from saluting during the procession to Westminster Abbey yesterday, while other royals including King Charles III, Prince William and Princess Anne all performed the gesture. Members of the royal family saluted when the Queen's coffin was taken into the Abbey. But Andrew and Harry simply stood still because they were not allowed to wear military uniform, as neither are now working royals. It comes after Harry and Andrew were also prohibited from saluting at the funeral procession to Westminster Hall last Wednesday. Andrew did also not salute at the vigil last Monday in Edinburgh for the same reason. The decision to ban Harry and Andrew from wearing military uniforms in most events following the Queen's death at Balmoral is a reminder of how both now have limited involvement in the royal family. Prince Harry spent 10 years in the army, but he was stripped of his honorary military titles in 2020 after he and his wife announced they were stepping down as senior working royals and moving abroad. His uncle the Duke of York, who was forced to stand down from public life in 2019 over the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, is the only other royal banned from wearing military uniform at the ceremonial events and funeral. It comes after an extraordinary row over the decision to remove the Queen's initials from the shoulder of Prince Harry's military uniform laid bare the depth of his rift with the royal family. The prince was said to have been left devastated after receiving his ceremonial dress of the Blues and Royals from Buckingham Palace without the distinctive EIIR cipher on the shoulder. He wore the uniform to Saturday night's vigil over the Queen's coffin alongside the monarch's 7 other grandchildren. Such was his despair, Harry is even said to have considered wearing a mourning suit as they were leaving in order to avoid the embarrassment. William and Harry, both dressed in military uniform, stood at either end of the coffin on Saturday night. They were joined by cousins Zara Tindall and Peter Phillips, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, and Lady Louise Windsor and her brother Viscount Severn. Harry, who saw action on the front line during 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, had previously been told he would have to wear a mourning suit as he is no longer a working royal and has been stripped of any honorary military appointments. However, his father, King Charles, granted permission for his son to wear his old uniform at the vigil inside the Palace of Westminster as a show of respect and unity to the late Queen. It is understood that no personal slight was intended, and the cipher was removed simply because Harry is no longer an aide-de-camp (ADC) to the Queen after quitting royal duties and handing back his military appointments. A personal aide-de-camp is an appointment bestowed only on members of the royal family holding military rank, including the Prince of Wales. Nowadays, it is an honorary role with few duties or responsibilities, although historically it would have signified close proximity to the monarch. Harry was awarded the honor in 2018 and it was seen as a sign of his growing responsibility within the monarchy. But following his acrimonious decision in 2020 to quit as a working royal and seek his fortune in the US, the Queen insisted he withdraw from all responsibilities and appointments. It means he is simply no longer entitled to wear the insignia of an ADC on his uniform. Much has been made of the fact that the shamed Duke of York was seen in his ADC insignia at Friday night's vigil by the Queen's children. Andrew was permitted to wear it because, unlike Harry, he did not give the honor back when he relinquished his military associations in January. A spokesman said it was a personal appointment by the Queen. Questions will undoubtedly be raised, however, as to why Harry was forced to hand the honor back, when his uncle was not. On Saturday, Prince William was wearing the Blues and Royals #1 uniform, the Garter Sash, the Garter Star, Golden, Diamond and Platinum Jubilee medals and RAF pilot wings. Harry was wearing the Blues and Royals #1 uniform, KCVO neck order and star, Afghanistan Operational Service Medal, Golden, Diamond and Platinum Jubilee medals and Army pilot wings. Harry, however, wore civilian dress for yesterday's funeral.